Every night, your eyes beg for repair, but most seniors go to bed starving them instead. That's not a metaphor. It's a biological fact. In 2023, a joint study from Harvard and Oxford revealed that people over 60 who consumed targeted nutrients before sleep had up to 52% better visual recovery and 19% faster memory recall the next morning compared to those who didn't. That's not just about clearer vision. It's about waking up sharper, steadier, and more in control of your life. I know we're used to thinking about sleep as shutdown mode, but for your eyes and brain, it's the exact opposite. Sleep is go time. It's when retinal cells rebuild. It's when your brain locks in memories, clears waste, and prepares for the next day. And none of that can happen properly if your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs, the fuel, not during the day. Right before bed. You might be surprised how often I see this in my practice. A patient comes in, worried about blurry vision, slower thinking, or brain fog. But when we look deeper, it's not disease, it's depletion. No omega-3 seconds, no carotenoids, no flavonoids, nothing to nourish the systems that keep you sharp and steady. The good news is this isn't about pills, procedures, or expensive treatments. Many of the most powerful nutrients for eye and brain regeneration are already in your kitchen. You just have to know when and how to use them. If this is your first time here, I'm Dr. James Porter. Welcome. This channel is dedicated to helping older adults protect their vision, memory, and independence naturally and without gimmicks. If that's something you care about, feel free to hit subscribe. Now let's talk about the foods that can change how you see and how you think starting tonight. Let me start with something that almost no one expects to hear from a doctor. One of the most powerful natural tools for repairing both your eyesight and your brain is raw cacao, not candy. Not Dutch processed cocoa. I'm talking about pure, unroasted cacao powder. The kind ancient civilizations once called the food of the gods. And as it turns out, they weren't far off. Modern research has uncovered that raw cacao is packed with flavonoids, especially a compound called epicatechin. This nutrient does two critical things. First, it increases blood flow to the retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of your eye that allows you to see clearly. Second, it stimulates the production of new mitochondria inside your cells, both in the retina and in the brain's hippocampus, the region responsible for memory formation and recall. A 2020 study published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition found that daily intake of high flavanol cacao improved visual processing speed by over 90% in older adults and also led to measurable gains in cognitive performance. Researchers observed increased retinal thickness and faster response times on memory tests. In other words, cacao didn't just help participants see more clearly, it helped them think more clearly too. Here's the fascinating part. These effects don't happen randomly. They occur during deep sleep. That's when nitric oxide, a molecule triggered by epicatechin, helps widen the tiny blood vessels in the retina and brain, allowing more oxygen and nutrients to reach damaged tissue. This is what makes cacao so unique. It's not just a source of energy. It's a repair signal. I once had a patient named Ruth, age 72, who described her vision as cloudy and tired, and her thoughts as slower than usual after dinner. We added just 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder into warm almond milk before bed. Within weeks, she told me she could read longer at night and felt mentally sharper during her morning crossword. Her words, "It's like someone turned the lights on." To use cacao the right way, stir 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder into a small cup of warm, unsweetened almond or cashew milk. Add a pinch of cinnamon and a tiny dash of cayenne. This simple mix boosts absorption, stabilizes blood sugar, and protects your lens from damage. Drink it about 45 minutes before bed on an empty stomach. Just make sure it's raw and cold processed, not Dutch processed or alkalized, which strip away the healing compounds. When used consistently, this one small habit can help your eyes recharge, your brain reconnect, and your mornings feel sharper in every way. Sweet potatoes might seem like a simple food, but when it comes to restoring vision and nourishing the aging brain, they are anything but ordinary. Beneath that orange skin lies one of nature's richest sources of beta-carotene, a pigment your body converts into active vitamin A. And this vitamin is not just for your eyes. It plays a direct role in how your brain stores memory, regulates mood, and fights off cognitive decline. Let's start with the eyes. Once consumed, beta-carotene travels to the liver, where it's converted into retinol, the usable form of vitamin A. From there, it's released into the bloodstream and delivered directly to the retina. That's where it fuels the regeneration of photoreceptor cells, the light-sensitive structures responsible for night vision and contrast detection. According to a 2021 study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, seniors with higher intake of vitamin A showed a 32% reduction in night vision complaints, including glare, eye strain, and delayed adjustment to darkness. But that's only half the story. In the brain, vitamin A influences the production of a key molecule called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This protein acts like a growth hormone for your neurons. It supports learning, protects against oxidative damage, and helps prevent the shrinkage of critical memory regions, like the hippocampus. A 2019 clinical review from the Journal of Neurochemistry found that low vitamin A levels were linked to accelerated brain aging, poorer recall, and even increased risk for conditions like Alzheimer's. Here's what makes sweet potatoes so uniquely effective. Their natural fibers slow the absorption of glucose, preventing spikes in blood sugar that can damage both your retina and your cerebral vessels. They also contain potassium and magnesium, which help calm the nervous system and regulate overnight circulation, two things your brain and eyes rely on to detoxify and heal during sleep. For best results, bake or steam one medium sweet potato with the skin on and add a small spoon of coconut oil or grass-fed butter. This simple combination boosts absorption of beta-carotene by up to 400%, according to a 2020 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Eat it about 90 minutes before bed. That's enough time for your body to convert the nutrients and deliver them to the brain and retina before deep sleep begins. Avoid microwaving. It can destroy more than half of the active compounds. More than comfort food, this is a nighttime tool for sharper eyes and a clearer mind. One root, one habit, big results. For years, eggs were misunderstood. Many older adults cut back on yolks, fearing cholesterol. But science has since set the record straight. And if you're over 60, skipping the yolk might be one of the worst things you can do for your eyes and your brain. Inside an organic egg yolk are two of the most bioavailable nutrients for aging vision, lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments aren't just eye supplements. They're essential structural components of your retina and macula, especially the cells that help you see fine detail, reduce glare, and adjust to brightness. But what most people don't realize is that these same compounds also concentrate in the brain, particularly in areas related to memory, attention, and processing speed. A 2022 study in the journal Nutrients tracked older adults who consumed 2 organic egg yolks daily for 12 weeks. Results showed a 38% increase in macular pigment density and a 42% improvement in contrast sensitivity. Participants also scored higher on memory and executive function tests, with researchers noting greater brain activity in regions tied to visual learning. So why are eggs so uniquely effective? It's not just what's inside the yolk, it's how your body absorbs it. Unlike plant-based sources of lutein, egg yolks naturally package these nutrients with phospholipids and healthy fats, making them easier to transport across the blood-retinal barrier and even the blood-brain barrier. This means more of what you eat actually reaches where it matters. I remember a patient named Charles, 74, who struggled with blurry vision and what he called mental fog in the evenings. He wasn't on any major medication, but his diet was low in fat and color. We introduced 2 softly scrambled, pasture-raised eggs into his dinner routine. Nothing fancy, just slow-cooked with a bit of grass-fed ghee. Within a month, he told me reading menus became easier, his night driving less stressful, and his mind felt more awake in the morning. No pills, just yolks. To get the same benefits, choose eggs that are organic and pasture-raised. Hens fed their natural diet produce yolks richer in omega-3 seconds, vitamin A, and antioxidants. Gently scramble 2 yolks over low heat for no more than 3 minutes in a teaspoon of ghee or butter. Avoid overcooking. Heat destroys up to 70% of their protective compounds. This is real food, doing real repair work. By giving your body these golden nutrients before bed, you're not just fueling your eyesight. You're protecting your mental edge, preserving your independence, and helping your nervous system heal overnight the way nature intended. Goji berries may be small, but their impact on the aging brain and eyes is anything but minor. Used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries, these bright red berries are now backed by modern research, and the findings are remarkable. Their power comes from zeaxanthin, a carotenoid highly concentrated in the macula, the central area of your retina, responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Zeaxanthin shields the retina from oxidative stress and harmful blue light, but it also supports your brain. A 2021 study in the journal Antioxidants linked higher zeaxanthin levels with improved neural efficiency, decision speed, and cognitive resilience in older adults. That makes sense when you realize your retina is part of your central nervous system. Both the eye and brain depend on dense microvascular networks. When zeaxanthin is lacking, you don't just lose vision, you lose mental clarity too. Goji berries provide a unique fix. They contain up to 15 times more zeaxanthin than any other food. And unlike isolated supplements, whole goji berries offer fiber, trace minerals, and plant compounds that nourish blood vessels feeding both the retina and the brain. In 2020, researchers at the Beijing Institute of Ophthalmology tracked 150 adults over 90 days. Those who ate goji berries daily saw a 26% increase in macular pigment density and improved night vision. Participants who consumed them in the evening showed 40% stronger gains because absorption and repair processes peak during sleep. To get the full effect, soak 1 ounce of dried organic goji berries in warm water for 10 minutes before eating. This softens the skin and enhances absorption. Eat them alone or mix with a spoon of plain Greek yogurt. The fat helps your body absorb the zeaxanthin more efficiently. Avoid combining goji berries with coffee or green tea close to bedtime. The tannins may interfere with nutrient uptake. And if you take blood thinners or diabetes medication, check with your doctor first. Goji berries are potent and can affect circulation and sugar levels. This isn't just a snack. It's a neurological investment, one that supports your macula, your memory, and your mental clarity quietly, each night, while you sleep. Dry eyes, blurry focus, mental fatigue after dinner, these aren't just signs of aging. They're often signals that your body is missing essential fatty acids. And few foods restore that balance better than wild-caught salmon. This isn't just another healthy fish. It's one of the most neurologically and visually restorative foods nature has ever produced. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, a structural fat that makes up nearly 60% of the retina and over 30% of the brain's gray matter. Without enough DHA, the cells in both regions lose their ability to communicate, regenerate, and handle stress. That's why low omega-3 levels have been linked to both dry eye syndrome and cognitive decline. In a 2021 meta-analysis published in Nutritional Neuroscience, seniors who consumed omega-3 rich fish at least twice a week showed a 68% lower risk of age-related macular degeneration. But the brain benefits were just as striking. The same review found improved memory retention, reduced inflammation in the hippocampus, and slower rates of cortical thinning, the very process behind cognitive aging. Salmon also contains astaxanthin, a pink pigment and potent antioxidant. This compound not only crosses the blood-retinal barrier to protect the macula from light-induced damage, but it also reaches the brain, where it reduces neuroinflammation and improves blood flow in regions tied to focus and mental clarity. I remember working with a woman named Joyce, 69, who came in complaining of eye burning and trouble concentrating after meals. Her diet was low in fat and high in refined grains, not unusual, but problematic. We made one change. She added a palm-sized portion of wild salmon to her dinner 3 nights a week. Within a month, she reported sharper vision, fewer dry eye symptoms, and what she described as More mental fuel in the evening. Her words, not mine. To maximize its benefits, choose wild-caught salmon never farmed. Farm-raised varieties often contain synthetic dyes and lower omega-3 levels. Bake the salmon at low heat, around 325 degrees, for 12 to 15 minutes. Lightly season with turmeric and black pepper for an anti-inflammatory boost. Pair it with a small serving of quinoa or brown rice to keep blood sugar stable overnight, crucial for both eye and brain repair. When eaten in the evening, wild salmon doesn't just support your vision. It fuels your neurons, rebuilds the fragile structures of your retina, and helps your mind stay clearer into the next day. One piece of fish. One quiet transformation happening while you sleep. There's a reason saffron has been prized for thousands of years. But what ancient healers understood through experience, modern science is now proving through clinical trials. This golden spice holds the power to restore some of the most delicate and vital tissues in the human body, the retina and the brain. Saffron contains two potent carotenoids, crocin and quercetin, which are able to cross both the blood-retinal and blood-brain barriers. That means they don't just float through your bloodstream. They actually reach the cells that need repair. In the retina, these compounds help regenerate photoreceptors, the light-sensitive cells responsible for capturing visual information. And in the brain, they reduce neuroinflammation, boost mitochondrial energy production, and improve synaptic plasticity, the ability of your neurons to form new connections. A groundbreaking 2020 clinical trial published in the Journal of Translational Medicine followed seniors with moderate age-related macular degeneration. Participants who took saffron daily for 6 months didn't just slow the disease, they reversed part of it. Their vision improved by an average of 2 full lines on the standard eye chart, and imaging showed previously inactive retinal cells beginning to function again. But the benefits weren't limited to sight. A separate 2021 study in the journal CNS Neuroscience and Therapeutics showed that saffron supplementation led to measurable improvements in memory performance, attention span, and mood stability among adults over 60. The researchers concluded that crocin acts on key neurotransmitter pathways, including dopamine and acetylcholine, both critical for mental clarity and emotional resilience. What makes saffron especially valuable for nighttime healing is its synergy with sleep. During deep rest, your body increases cerebrospinal fluid flow, flushes toxins from the brain, and enhances blood supply to the eyes. Saffron compounds amplify these processes, essentially working with your body's natural rhythm to support overnight repair. To prepare saffron for best absorption, steep 15 to 20 threads in 4 ounces of warm whole milk or unsweetened almond milk for 10 to 15 minutes. Avoid boiling water. Heat above 50 degrees Celsius can destroy up to 90% of its active compounds. For added benefit, stir in a 1/4 teaspoon of raw honey and a pinch of ground cardamom to enhance circulation and flavor. Drink this golden milk about an hour before bedtime, when your nervous system is already shifting into repair mode. With consistency, saffron becomes more than a spice. It becomes a nightly signal for your brain and eyes to restore what aging tries to take away. This is what science-backed tradition looks like. A quiet ritual, a cup of warmth, and a gentle force guiding your cells back toward clarity, all while you rest. Sometimes the most powerful remedies are the ones that look the most ordinary. Bilberries, small, dark purple cousins of the blueberry, have quietly earned their place as one of the most potent natural allies for aging eyes and slowing minds. But unlike most fruits, bilberries don't just feed your body. They train it to respond faster, see clearer, and think sharper. These berries are packed with anthocyanins, plant pigments that do far more than provide color. In the retina, anthocyanins help regenerate rhodopsin, the protein that allows your eyes to adjust between light and dark. They also strengthen capillaries, reduce inflammation, and protect against oxidative damage. That alone makes them a powerful tool against night blindness, eye strain, and early-stage macular degeneration. But what's especially fascinating is their effect on the brain. A 2020 study in the journal Nutritional Neuroscience found that older adults who consumed anthocyanin-rich bilberries daily experienced faster neural processing, stronger working memory, and improved reaction times. Researchers noted that anthocyanins enhance cerebral blood flow and stimulate brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a molecule critical for learning, memory, and neural repair. One of the most promising studies came out of the European Journal of Ophthalmology in 2019. It followed 400 older adults with early macular degeneration. Those who took bilberry extract before bed had a 73% slower progression of vision loss and reported sharper night vision, better focus, and less visual fatigue. And I'll never forget Michael, 68, who had stopped driving at night because of glare and fear. We skipped the meds and simply added bilberries, a quarter cup of fresh berries or 1 capsule of 160 milligrams extract to his evening routine. 6 weeks later, he smiled and said, "I drove after dinner with no squinting. My eyes just felt quicker. That's not magic. That's what real nutrients can do when timed right." For best results, eat raw organic bilberries. Avoid cooking. It destroys up to 40% of their active compounds. If using frozen berries, thaw fully and drink the juice. Combine with a spoonful of raw walnuts to boost absorption and support retinal circulation. Avoid pairing bilberries with citrus fruits or high-dose vitamin C supplements near bedtime. Ascorbic acid can interfere with the absorption of key compounds before they reach your eyes or brain. What you want is consistency, not complexity. A few berries, the right timing, and a body that knows how to heal when given the chance. Bilberries aren't just for better sight. They train your entire neurovisual system to operate with greater speed, clarity, and control, quietly and steadily, while you sleep. Black currants are among the most underrated superfoods for aging eyes and brains. These dark tart berries carry a powerful blend of vitamin C and gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA, that supports blood flow, reduces inflammation, and helps your body repair itself while you sleep. Vitamin C fortifies the tiny vessels that supply your retina and brain with oxygen. GLA reduces inflammation around the optic nerve and neural tissues. Together, they form a potent duo for visual clarity and mental performance. A 2021 study from King's College London found that older adults who consumed black currants regularly had a 45% improvement in visual sharpness and a 32% drop in intraocular pressure, a key risk factor for glaucoma. Even better, they experienced stronger blood flow to the brain and improved sleep quality. Black currants also contain anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect photoreceptor cells and support neurovascular coupling, the brain's ability to send blood where it's needed during mental tasks. This makes them valuable not just for eyesight, but for cognition and mental stamina. These effects are strongest when taken before sleep, when your body naturally increases circulation to the retina and brain for overnight repair. You can eat half a cup of fresh or thawed black currants or take 2 tablespoons of black currant seed oil about 90 minutes before bed. For better absorption, combine them with a spoonful of full-fat cottage cheese. This simple mix boosts GLA absorption by over 300%, according to the Journal of Lipid Research in 2020. Avoid heating the berries or oil, as heat destroys their most fragile healing compounds. And don't pair them with iron-rich dinners. Too much iron can block GLA from converting into its active form. Black currants are more than a snack. They're a vascular support system for your eyes and brain. Each night, they work silently to restore the delicate highways of blood, oxygen, and nutrients, helping you wake up with clearer vision, sharper thinking, and steadier energy. Now that you've learned about these powerful foods, the next step is simple. Make them part of your evening rhythm, not as a diet, not as a long list of rules, but as a calm, consistent habit you actually look forward to. Here's how to start. First, choose just one of these foods to begin with. If your eyes feel dry or your mind is foggy after dinner, try a warm mug of raw cacao or a piece of wild salmon. If you're struggling with night vision, go for baked sweet potato or a spoonful of soaked goji berries. The key is timing. Each of these foods works best when eaten about 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime when your body is entering its repair mode. Don't worry about doing everything at once. Think in cycles. For example, rotate between cacao, eggs, and bilberries during the week, or pair saffron milk with salmon twice a week for deeper recovery. Many of these ingredients complement each other, especially when combined with a healthy fat like ghee, coconut oil, or full-fat yogurt. This helps your body absorb more of the key compounds like zeaxanthin, lutein, or GLA. Prepare your snacks or small meals ahead of time, so you're not tempted by sugary desserts or salty chips before bed. A small baked sweet potato, a few softened goji berries, or 2 softly scrambled egg yolks can make all the difference in how your eyes and brain feel by morning. Above all, listen to your body. If something helps you wake up with clearer vision, better focus, or more energy, keep it in rotation. If something doesn't feel right, pause and try a different food. Healing is not about perfection. It's about consistency, timing, and giving your body the tools it needs every single night. You've just discovered some of nature's most powerful allies for aging eyes and a sharper mind. Not exotic supplements, not expensive treatments. Just real, whole foods, timed with purpose and backed by science. Even starting with one of these habits tonight can begin a quiet shift in how you see, think, and feel. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent. Let your body do what it's built to do. Heal, repair, and restore, one evening at a time. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone you care about. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you're planning to try first. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Senior Brain Vision for more science-backed ways to support your mind, eyes, and independence as you age. Your health is your power. Let's protect it together.